Hello boys and girls, it's Miss Allie from the library and her friend, the little blue dragon. Hello! How are we today? All good? All ready for a lovely story? Right, so before we read the story, what do we need to do? We need to get our imagination switched on. So let's get it fired up. And we rub our hands together and we can feel the imagination. Is it there? Is it coming? And imagine! Imagine, imagine, imagine a story. Imagine, imagine, imagine a book. Imagine, imagine, imagine a story. Open your eyes and let's have a look. So the story I have you today is The Adventures of Beekle the Unimaginary Friend. Ooh, sounds interesting, doesn't it? An unimaginary friend. I wonder what one of those is. Does anybody have an imaginary friend? That's sort of one that only you can see, only you know, because you've made him up. But an unimaginary friend. And anyway, the person who thought up the story and drew the pictures is Dan Santat. So he very cleverly thought up his story and also created the artwork, the pictures. So thank you, Dan. Now, who else do we have to thank? Can you remember? Because it's all very well for Dan to have made up a story and painted pictures, but it takes somebody else to actually make it into a book so I can put it in the library and I can read the story to you. And we remember it's a special company called a publisher. They publish books. That means they make the books. And the publisher for this book is Anderson Press. So thank you, Anderson Press, for making the book for me to put in the library, but also thank you for letting me read this story to our Amity children. Thank you. So, one last thing. Shall we check out the back of the book to see if there's a blurb which will tell us something about the book? There's only a tiny blurb, but let's have a look. Sometimes the best friends lie just beyond our imagination. I'm intrigued. Are you intrigued? What's that? Yes, little blue dragon's intrigued. That means he wants to know more, wants to find out what it's all about. So, let's have a look. Oh, right. Well, that all looks very interesting, doesn't it? He was born on an island far away, where imaginary friends were created. Here they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Ooh, imaginary friends. Every night he stood under the stars, hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. But his turn never came. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friend from imagining him. Can we see? So look, this boy, he's winning a trophy, so he might be a footballer. Somebody else, he's reading a book, playing a guitar, baking a cake. He did the unimaginable. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many things. You see a big blue whale and an even bigger blue whale. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on until he reached the real world. So the imaginary friend has gone looking for a real friend. The real world was a strange place. No children were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music. And everyone needed a nap. Blue Dragon has to have a nap every afternoon, otherwise he is so grumpy. Then finally, he saw something familiar. So he followed, and you see what he spotted. He had a good feeling about this place. But he looked everywhere, and he could not find his friend. So where do you think he's been taken? Where is he? Looks like a play park, doesn't it? With slides and swings. And look, there's a sandpit. And there's lots of children there, all with their imaginary friends. He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping that his friend would come. Have you ever climbed a tree? But no one came. Oh, look, I think he's been there a long time. There's all the leaves on the trees there. And then a lot of the trees with leaves have blown away. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he waited, and he felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello! Oh, look, he's come down the tree and he's giving her a letter. I wonder what it says. Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. Look, it's a drawing. She has drawn a picture of the tree and Beekle, and her giving Beekle the picture. So she imagined that. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks. They told funny jokes. So she's using her imagination, isn't she, to draw these lovely pictures. The world began to feel a little less strange. Who's this? Who's this boy with his imaginary friend? And together, they all did the unimaginable. How lovely. So, you know that Miss Allie loves imagination. And you know that little blue dragon loves imagination. So I think this book is all about the power of imagination. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that story. Now, what I would really, really love for you guys to do is to use your imagination and maybe draw a picture of Miss Allie and her imaginary friend, the little blue dragon. Do you think you could do that? That would be wonderful. Okay, so it's that time of the day when I say it's goodbye from me and goodbye from him.